And we are joined now by Noa Ella, existential psychotherapist, a member of the resilience team at the Hostages and Missing Families Forum. Noa, thank you very much for being with us. We just heard all of this testimony of what people endured, untold abuses and the like. We've thrown the word trauma around a lot when we're talking about the psychological recovery, but it doesn't really cover everything. Are there different kinds of traumas? Are there different strategies that are going to be needed? How do you really bring all of these people back to a normal society after literally going through hell itself?
Hi there. Yes, it's very difficult to listen, to hear, to see the faces of those who came back from captivity. Your question is understandable that you want some answer. It's not only you, but people want answer. How do we help the people that went through such a horrific experience to them and to their family? And there is no one answer, or there is no written protocol. There are textbook, and there are professionals that are working very hard to help whoever return, and the people that are still waiting, for the families that are waiting for the loved one. Of course, when testimonies are arriving, it's getting harder and harder to the families that are still waiting. The anticipation, the worries, the sleepless nights are becoming unbearable, especially hearing what is happening there and the uncertainty of when they will come back. So the immediate support, of course, is on their immediate return. The hospital and the army and all the forces around them, giving them the immediate support. But this healing takes time. It will take time, and with the help of professionals and help of international professionals, we will learn more and more how can we help. And time is the essence here of healing.
Noa, you mentioned specifically there's no roadmap because nothing at this scale has ever happened before, at least not here in Israel. Are there any examples or precedents in history, in recent history, that could be drawn off of that we can look on for guidance on what the way forward might be?
Well, it's hard to say, and I'm not a historical researcher, so according to what we looked at when it just happened, there is not such an event in the amount of hostages, in the way they were kidnapped, in the cruelty that was part of it. So there is not something like that. But at the same time, I can tell you that the other day I was part of a very big a webinar with professionals, and we all look for some kind of reference to missing people, to treating missing people that came back after a long time, to wherever we can. And then there are very good professionals that are doing their work as we speak, to build up some kind of a protocol of what to be done, especially in the first stages, is to let them gain trust again in themselves, trust again in the goodness, in, to give them back their freedom. We hear about children that are talking very quietly, and it will take time until they will come back to talk normally. Being so isolated for so long, it takes time to get used to being in society again. So some very basic steps are first to come, and later on the deeper emotion and psychological treatment will be followed.
In this research that you mentioned, did you find anything that you believe would be the most promising strategies in the near term? What are those?
Well, again, you're trying to gain some definite answers. I don't think there are definite answers. It's so hard to tell. It's very individual. It also depends in the individual, how basically in his life he came across this event. I mean, you hear quite a lot of testimonials from the elderly, because they were first to be released. The mothers are very busy with the children. They're not talking yet of what they've been through there. So you hear that they are talking about similarity or the feeling of the Holocaust, of not getting food or not knowing what's happening. There's a lot of psychological cruelty during their captivity. So it's also depending on the individual, and that's how they will be treated. Each one with his own unique story. It's not a one group. You cannot talk about it as a one group and how we treat them.
And I suspect that's going to be at least part of the answer to my next question. But is there a difference in the resilience and in the recovery for the elderly versus the children? You always hear that children are very resilient, but at the same time, this is an ordeal that children are never, ever supposed to be subjected to.
Of course, they were never was supposed to be subjected to, but the difference, first of all, is in the life experience. Okay, children are. In a way, you think they're resilient, but sometimes you don't know how long it will take them to recover and how long they will share what they've been through. There is such a complexity in the shame, in the fear. Some are, we heard something like they've been told they're the youngest that if they will tell what happens, so they will find them and kill them. So you never know what is hidden there. And again, I'm repeating, it will take time to really learn what happened then and how can we give the rights.
Well, hopefully with the time ahead of us, we can find those answers, Noa. For each individual case that there will be, and thank you for the work that you're doing to do exactly that.
Thank you.